Phase 4 was, well, interesting. Oh, wait, that's not all. So, why was I successful this phase? I think it came down to a lot of things. I think primarily champ mastery. I'm getting a lot better at Victor, really racking up those mastery points, and I just feel so confident with every team fight that I go into. So I'm just playing with confidence and champ mastery, and those two go hand in hand. The more mastery you have, of course, the more confident you're going to be. The second thing, and we can't downplay this, is the phases 1 through 3 that we did before, where I'm working on that aggressive line, more aggressive positioning, which it comes with that tethering, and then getting the waves shoved in, those first two waves, getting them shoved in and crashing and warding at the 230 mark, and then backing up during the game window. So all the things that we went over before, that has undoubtedly helped me. But what's also helped me is going through this new phase, and there were three key areas that I was looking at. The first one being gank setup. Looking, while we're loading in the game, I'm active. I'm really active these couple of minutes that we load into the game after I pick my champ. So I'm looking at my jungler, then I'm looking at their jungler, and I'm comparing who has the better gank setup. For instance, and Shok mentions this in his video. He talks about how Zach is very dangerous for Victor. Like Victor's screwed if he ever pushes up. So if they have a Zach, or if they have a Hecarim, or if they have a Nunu, I have to play differently. Just I have to. The next part was item and level spikes. Just keeping in mind primarily items. If I have an item versus the other laner has an item, I really didn't see much application of this rule, but the third rule is what I saw a lot of application on. So I was literally going through on the league wiki while the game's loading and seeing, okay, what are the cooldowns? What are the timer of my mid lane opponent's cooldowns? And I even compared that to my own cooldowns. So, time for the vibe. This match I was going against Zoe, and you can see in the clip, so I'm just going to hit play, that I was actually going through, this is just evidence that I was literally looking at these abilities before the game and comparing the cooldowns. Here we go into the game. Try to get it right at the right moment. Alright, here we go. And so you'll immediately see, I'm still using the same fundamentals we learned in the previous phases, and that's the biggest part of this, because each time I move on to a new phase, I'm worried that I'm going to lose some of those fundamentals. So there's definitely a temptation for me to just play like 20 games in phase 2 or phase 3. But as long as you build the habit, you will retain that stuff and keep working and practicing it, even while focusing on something new. So here we see I'm just shoving, shoving, shoving. And if you give me just a moment, I'm going to pause the clip and I'm going to replay here in just a moment, showcasing the cooldown comparison between Victor and Zoe. So this is the spreadsheet I made comparing all the different champions as I was going through it. I think there was like one that I forgot to do this on, or maybe I did it last minute. I don't really remember. But at the top you have Victor's cooldown, so his Q is a 9-second, his W is a 17-second, and his E is a 12-second. And so I just put that at the top, and then I compare each champ, and I just type this in. I got two monitors, so the other monitor, I have it right there with me. But I saw that Victor's cooldown was very similar to Zoe's Q. Their Q cooldowns were very similar. Her W isn't useful in a fight, I mean, unless she has a spell. But then my E, I had the advantage on the E, which is her sleep. And it occurred to me, and before it didn't occur to me, that she only has one damaging ability. Now, it's a nuke, granted, but it's only one damaging ability. Which means, if I see her Q the wave, I can immediately walk up, Q her, and E her, and get out. Because, yes, she has sleep. Let's say it, she has it available to her. What's she going to do if she sleeps me? She still has to wait 9 seconds for her Q to come back to where she can do damage. So as long as I'm not pushed up and and gankable, then I'll be fine here. And so we should see that within the VOD of me applying this, but I also put here she needs Q to do any damage. If she uses it on a wave, you can go in without fear of sleep. And I wrote some tips either before or after each game to kind of remind myself. But anyways, we will go back to the gameplay. I am warning Raptors at 2:23, which is fine because the gank window starts at 2:30. Now, notice I'm not autoing the wave. I was before, but I'm respecting the gank window. This is great. See the jungler? And now my duo, this Briar, he wanted this, so I'm all about it. He's a very aggressive player, which I like, and he really carried this game. He's got a good nose for this kind of thing. So I just want to see how I manage when no sleep's on cooldown. I got to worry about my minions right now. She uses Q, so ideally right here is when I would be walking up and EQ and sending an E and a Q at her. I sent the E, I didn't send the Q. Right here, I should walk up and Q her. Walk up and Q her. Okay, I see the thought process there. I was a little slow on it, but it was there. And the more games I play with this matchup, the faster I'll be. Again, Q's on cooldown. I'm walking forward. She sleeps me. She shouldn't have anything for me. Okay, last second she threw one in there. I was already awake. It's not a big deal. Good poke. And now we're pressuring. And I would say my duo comes against this. I mean, this is a perfect gank. Let's see what he does. Yeah, here he is. Finishing scuttle. And no, he leaves. Okay. Serious Q. And I'm pressuring. Getting ganked, so I figured I might as well go in. Doesn't work out the way we wanted it to. At 4 minutes, I'm a little lost on where the jungler is. I probably should have known he was bot side. But anyways, I like seeing the intent there of playing off my game plan against Zoe with the cooldowns. Could have done better of knowing where the jungler was, sure. But again, we're trying to get better at this one key area, and there was growth there. And we didn't lose a game this phase, so something's going right. Anyways, I hope you learned something new, and thanks for watching.